Donald Marshall and Tupac. Human cloning whistleblower Donald Marshall says he met Tupac many times at the cloning center.
Oh, he knew. Helped him make his songs. He wanted to participate in making them, though. Wasn't even black. Was like half Arab or something. Talked to Tupac a bunch of times. He was in it for the money. He was not going to tell about it. Guy's not even dead. He was reanimated into a clone with his consciousness recorded on a chip. Dead clone. On Tupac's album, The Don Illuminati, was he talking about you? What do you think, Kenya? No, Tupac was in it to win it. He used me. We were not pals. Tupac was a dick anyways. He wasn't against them. He was really with them in it. He just wanted money. Tupac wasn't a pedophile, but he was still an asshole down with the Illuminati. Told everybody he wasn't, but he was, entirely. Notorious Big wanted to kill Tupac, and he asked the Illuminanuts at the cloning center if they would care. They said don't kill him, as he's one of our favorite sex slaves there. Biggie said he wouldn't, and then he had Tupac shot anyway. The Illuminanuts put a bunch of truth serum into Biggie's clone, and scanned his mind with mind control stuff. At the same time, Biggie admitted to it, and they had him shot the next day. Tupac's not dead. He's in his next clone avatar.
Some believe Donald Marshall's account proves Tupac is still alive. But what do you believe? Donald Marshall and Bob. Human cloning whistleblower Donald Marshall tells us about the relationship between him and rapper Bob.
Rapper Bob and Phil Reese are killing me at cloning now. Bob is using my posts about him as a premise to speak, be seen, and show off for the others there. Bob was always an Illuminati member. Is bothering me at cloning lately. Die, Bob, die. In the end, he will be imprisoned. I would detail my experiences with Bob at the cloning center, but that's what he wants me to do, so I won't. There are more important things to discuss, and he is a small fish. He is more desperate than most I've ever seen there, and I've seen so many like that. He is worse. Bob is a greedy, desperate failure with no morals or principles. He will do anything for money and fame. Bob was never memory suppressed. He's one scummy bastard. and incredibly desperate for fame. He'd do anything. I don't care about flat earth. Flat earth doesn't torture me or kill me. Can find out about flat earth in the end. Flat earth theory is a theory. Cloning I know for certain is true. And I don't want anything to do with flat earth theory. The song Airplanes by Bob. I made this and so many others. More songs than anyone has ever made. It was his best one. I made it at cloning. In the end, he won't be killed or harmed. He will be imprisoned. I'll visit him, make fun of him, and shoot him with Nerf darts.
Is this why Bob stopped talking about cloning and started talking about flat earth? To throw us off track? You be the judge.
O.J. Simpson is there, and yes, O.J. did do it. And since I had good ideas, he asked me how to get away with it. I'll say in a nutshell, well, guy was banging his wife that was wanting a divorce. O.J. wanted her back. I was memory suppressed from knowing in my real body then. I did stuff like that a few times. Anyway, the whole thing was down to the glove. I told him after he killed him to drop a glove that was too small for him. He did. It was the basis for his defense. The lawyers and judge also attended cloning, and they all got him off. He asked me at cloning how to make it look like it wasn't him. I was around 20 years old, I can't remember. I only got my memory back at around age 30. I said I don't think he should be free. He has to pay. They put him in jail. He's still there. He was getting locked up one way or the other. I dislike Marshall Mathers almost as much as I dislike Rihanna. They made this song about me getting tortured. I think they tried to put the spin on it that it was about domestic abuse. Marshall stabbed me in the throat as clones, and I kept punching at him. That's where the line "steel knife in the windpipe" came from.
Hey Donald, have you ever seen a rapper named Hops in there?
Yeah, he's been there.
Has he messed with you?
Yep, made me help him with stupid songs. Pots and pans in the kitchen. I used to wake up early and bang pots and pans to wake my parents.
For real? Do you remember why?
Because I was bored and wanted to wake them up with noise. It worked.
Donald Trump at the Cloning Center. Human cloning whistleblower Donald Marshall has seen many celebrities and politicians at the cloning centers. Now he tells us about seeing Donald Trump at the cloning center.
He's been at cloning since I was a kid. Claimed credit for a few ideas of mine. He is down with the Illuminati. Knows about everything. Donald Trump wants me dead too. Guy sold out America for a profit. He literally said, okay, I won't tell about real hosts or cloning. I'll do business with you. I can't wait to see what people actually do in the end. It's a burning offense that they have done. It's why they're so scared to disclose. They think they will be tortured by an angry mob, and rightly so. He shot me in the stomach there a little over a year ago. It hurt bad. He was a clone then, I was a clone too, but it still hurt bad, and I remember it vividly. They all watched. Yep.
They say behind every rich person is a closet full of crimes, and they stay rich by exploiting the good people. So let us not ask for more war. Let us not ask for more death and fear. Let us only ask for the truth. Hillary Clinton at the Cloning Center. human cloning whistleblower Donald Marshall has seen many celebrities and politicians at the cloning centers. Now he tells us about seeing Hillary Clinton at the cloning center.
They told me Hitler was her father even back when I was a teenager. Hillary Clinton is supposedly his biological daughter. Hillary has met multiple varieties of aliens at the cloning center. She fucks draconians as clones, then shreds the clone, painless disposal, and goes to the next clone of her. She doesn't want to, but she is beyond traumatized, scared, and overcompensates in her evil act. She's a hostage, basically. The bilocation of Hillary Clinton. I still can't understand why people don't freak out about this, demanding answers. It's not like it was magic or something. Hillary has a double and tried to get caught on videotape intentionally in 2 different parts of the country. She was in trouble for that at the cloning center. They almost had her killed for it. People talked about it for a while. She denied it and that was it. People just stopped talking about it. Not many talk about her being in 2 places at once much anymore. It was very obvious and video proven. It just kinda went away. She wants cloning, but is still an evil scumbag.
Many believe Donald Marshall is telling a lot of truth. But what do you believe?
Only know you love her when you let her go.
Charlize Theron meets with South African president. News article. Remember when scientists and people of learning would generally do this? What's next? Johnny Depp in talks to pilot first light barrier breaking vehicle. She's just an actress who made it by selling herself as clones to any old scumbag that would promote her. Now she thinks she's a political consultant. Ha, a lot of them try to go that way. Kesha's parents used to torture me too, kicking me around as a kid clone to make them songs. Then, as an adult for their Nazi kid, Kesha's post on Facebook, she sang help. Kesha is different. The thing is, I made all her starting songs, and named her even, because her name is supposed to be Keshia, but there's a black girl that uses that name. Made her songs mostly too. But anyway, the thing that I like Kesha for is that she used to be a fat girl. She slimmed down. There is a psychology involved. Kesha is smart, not narcissistic, and she pitied me, which I appreciate. She's just different than most of them at cloning. Still use me though, but they're all looking to redeem themselves now. Super Saiyan Broly is a representation of ex-UFC champion Brock Lesnar. I wanted to name him Super Saiyan Brock, but they wouldn't let me. Russians wanted Brock removed from UFC and MMA. They have some guy, last name Feder, and they wanted to promote him, but Brock crushed him at cloning with relative ease. Illuminati said they messed with his pituitary gland at some point to make him bigger. What would Akira Toriyama say about this? He'd ignore you or pretend he didn't see any questions about me or cloning like the rest do. Ronda Rousey is very fake. They set up fights and people take the fall for her. She has been to cloning many times. She's just a pretty face to fit the part. A lot of athletes train at cloning. She will be in trouble for harming me in a metaphysical state. Yeah, the fights are set up. Her big fights are against clones. She may be a clone herself while fighting. UFC fake fighter Ronda Rousey keeps bothering me at cloning, trying to talk me into trouble, trying to keep the place going. She likes it there. She benefits much. I hate that woman badly. She kinda picked up where Elizabeth left off. She won't leave me alone at cloning, keeps bugging me. The fights are mostly scripted. Once I was a clone in the ring with UFC fighter Josh Koscheck. I was told to fall after one punch or be tortured terribly at the cloning center. If the fights don't go as planned, they bounce time back and do it again. The Groundhog Day effect. Yes, the Diaz brothers are there at the cloning center. The older brother is pretty mean. He made fun of me and called me a slave. His younger brother tried to be mean to me, like his older brother, but couldn't, and actually cried in pity for me. If they don't keep the secret, they die. Easy as that, pretty much. Also, they might know about cloning, but not know about Vril and hosts.
What do you believe? Are you afraid to die, or do you want to live forever?
Jennifer Aniston is not a drone. She's a clone there at the cloning centers. She agreed to join to get on Friends. A call for help? Yes. Winona Ryder was nice to me at cloning. Others made fun of her for not being evil, called her soft. Anyone that isn't horrible, terrible, evil at me, they call soft or weak. Well, at one point she went idiot and was like, look, I'm evil too. I stab him too, and was nasty to me for a little while, but then cried and said she couldn't participate, and they all made fun of her again.
You be the judge.
Jacko wasn't murdered. He went to his death intentionally and willingly. He still lives on in a new body and still attends cloning, sitting in his Jacko body sometimes, just as retarded as he ever was. They had a hard time getting celebs to go to his funeral. They're down with Vril. Michael Jackson was a Vril host. Went pedo when they made him a host. Jacko was one of the worst perverts there. Victimized many people. They had to vaguely threaten people to get them to go to his funeral. And even then, few did. Mariah Carey did. Others did, but no one wanted to. Corey Feldman knows about the whole thing, tells about a quarter, and lies about the rest. Praised Michael Jackson, but was victimized at cloning by MJ his whole life since childhood. A clone center attendee, an Illuminati member, and a BS-controlled whistleblower. Corey Feldman was MJ's ass slave for many years, and Michael Jackson is and was totally down with the Illuminati. He was a parasited host and one of the worst child molesters in the world. MJ was a host, and he isn't even dead. He went to the next body and lives in the Middle East somewhere now. New body, different face. Yeah, Macaulay Culkin is kinda whacked now. Michael Jackson bothered him a lot. Macaulay is a drug addict now, and understandably so. He hopes for my success, but says I'll probably end up dead though. Avatar, a robotic copy of a human body, remotely controlled by brain consciousness interface, organic fleshy robotoid. Originally, MJ was a victim, but then a loyal member. Michael Jackson was and is still a monster. At the cloning center, he used to chase me around with sewing needles, stabbing my little kid clone with them until I came up with a song for him. He and his relatives did much to me. Michael was a host of a Vril alien. He acted all gentle and nice. He wasn't. He was just weak. I freaking hate him, his ugly mother, and his whole family. Paris Jackson attends a cloning center occasionally, knows marginally what is going on. Maybe Paris can do what Tila Tequila couldn't. He was a drone and a major pedophile, paid off many families, some of them publicized, some of them not, and he used to have sex with the chimp Bubbles, no joke. The song, All I Want to Say Is They Don't Really Care About Us, I made that song. They don't care about us equals Illuminati don't care about me. MJ was no victim. He was and is a victimizer. Paris Jackson is no victim. She is a BS liar and is looking for benefits and fame. Was out at cloning just a little while ago demanding that I make songs for her to sing and threatened to torture me if I talked about her activities. There are her true motives. Only one out of all three that's any good is Blanket. Paris Jackson's been blabbing a lot. Bunch of unbelievable shit, I'll say. But it sounds weird. They all say they want me to save them from getting lynched. They say I'm a new age savior and they want me to be king. Literal king. They wanted me to be a puppet in politics and do what they want. Now they say I can just do what I want. Unsure if true, but Prince, Paris, and Blanket are supposed to be my biological offspring. Many celebs used me as a stud horse. Clone sperm still works. Clone egg doesn't. The three of them want to come live with me at the end of all this. A few others too. She'd better not die. I will be very pissed. No suicides. I got this. Special shout out to Paris Jackson, who, from the Cloning Center, views my page. They all do there, like it's an interactive movie for movie stars. Lady Gaga says it's like having front row tickets to the end of the world, but it's only the end for freaks and hosts. Listen, Paris, don't do nothing stupid. You're going to miss all the fireworks and our vengeance. If she dies, her death will be avenged in one way or another. Ha ha ha. Oh yeah, Blanket Jackson pens online cartoon series called Kill 'Em All. Blanket Jackson pens online cartoon series called Kill Them All. Metallica, Kill 'Em All. Blanket Jackson wants out of cloning and freedom from the BS. Only one out of all three of Michael Jackson's kids that's any good is Blanket. Janet Jackson's song Feedback. I made this song, but then she came back wanting help with the video as she had no ideas for it. At 2 minutes and 2 seconds, it shows what they did to clones of me a couple of times. Cut me all over and suspended my body from the ceiling of the arena, and then a bunch of retarded people run around underneath. Blood rain. Janet used to walk around the cloning center with Catwoman-like claws at the end of her fingertips, and would victimize memory repressed clones there, saying her name at cloning was Black Cat. If someone didn't show her the proper respect, or spoke out of turn, or said anything she didn't like, Janet would rake claws down their face, scratched me up, scratched many. Janet and the other Jacksons do not want cloning exposed. Question, didn't LaToya try to speak out about the Illuminati? Yeah, but she was doing a Tila Tequila, string her fans along thing. For more camera time. She knows all about cloning. She was allowed to say what she said. If she would have said cloning, it would have been an aneurysm for her. Question, I thought their dad, Joe Jackson, abused them and sold their souls. He introduced them to the cloning center, yes. Sold them out, but they have benefits and weren't tortured. Just used for sex. Sometimes they'd have to sing at the cloning center. They grew up and did the same thing to their kids. It's a cycle. Just keeps going. They were memory suppressed when they were young about the place. Their dad wasn't. Made a bunch of songs for Prince. When I was a kid clone there, he's smart as a clone, which usually means you're smart in your real body. He wasn't mean to me at all, but he still sat there and watched me get tortured. He's still there every time he goes into REM sleep. He might have been replaced or droned, not sure. They act like the original. Well, they watch TV footage of them, practice conversations and hand gestures even. Prince is just as Illuminati as the rest of them. I made songs for him as a kid clone at the place. His last Instagram post, just when you thought you were safe, he was wrong. She tortured clones of me as a child to come up with songs for her to sing. I made every song she ever did. 5 years old, and Sean Penn brought her there. She was just a dancer in a New York strip club. Or maybe I was 6 or 7, I don't remember. I was forced to make songs for these undead things my entire life. I was a lure they used to bring people there. Someone like Madonna would show a pretty friend clips of me secretly and say, we have this magic little boy cloned that makes stellar songs. He'll make songs for you too, but we have to bring you secretly to the cloning center or hospital to have a tissue sample taken so you can be cloned in. It's horrifying. I was an unwilling lure for greedy people to come to get droned by Vril and religious fanatics to come meet New Age Jesus, to get droned by Vril and others. They fostered the notion I was the New Age Jesus for this purpose. There are many drones and undead, Asians and Nazis, Russians and others running around in the world. Very many. They do this with a military-like agenda. She is major scum. You would not understand the severity even if I explained. I couldn't find the words to convey her mindset. She is so cold and evil. Tortured me herself personally for songs. Even as a child clone there. Can't wait to meet her. She wants me to die. She has a lot to lose. I named Madonna and made almost all her songs since age 5. She is way scummy and only looks out for herself. Get off the stage, you old hag. Lilith is supposedly some snake goddess, evil. The singer Madonna worships Lilith. Says she's Kabbalah, but I don't know, that might be the same thing. I can't add the religious aspect to this yet. The religious fanatics would attack me in text form, all in due time. Cloning lizards and dead chip heads, and other implants. There are many different types of chips. She has gotten many people droned. She is what they call a body farmer, finding stupid, pretty people to get droned, either by a lizard or they get chipped in the head. Chances are she is a drone herself. People like David Foster said they made the songs for her. David Foster claimed credit for many that I made. Neo, Jessie J, People like that get permission from the cloners to say they made them. In exchange, they sell use of themselves as clones, as sex slaves. And also sometimes their children, if they should have some in the future. The M is not for Mother or Madonna, it's for Marshall. Check out the symbolic pics of the month here. Friends, please listen and read the lyrics to this song. I made this and many more for Madonna as a kid Mark II clone at the cloning center, while under the threat of torture if I was unsuccessful. It's about how I wanted to tell the world about cloning in Vril. What secret did people think she was singing about anyway? Oh, she evil. That's a big affirmative. She's supposed to be a host of Vril. She told me she was one when I was a kid. They told me a lot back then, thinking I would always be memory suppressed, so it didn't matter. I need mass media or an army of people who know about Vril and cloning. Hosts don't breed well. Kids come out normal sometimes, but usually they have autism or Down syndrome, or deformities or organ problems. Stuff like that. They didn't MK Ultra mind blow me to keep my brain undamaged, so I'd be more productive with songs and ideas. With the Madonna song, there was no writing involved. They recorded me as a clone and wrote it down later, then claimed the credit for it. Many have. Some in particular claimed many. David Foster, Neo, Jessie J, Linda Perry are a few. I told Madonna I was going to tell everyone what she used to do to me as a clone for songs throughout my life at the cloning center. She told me very specifically to say in my letter that she's not afraid and that no one will believe me and nothing will come of this. I beg you to help me prove her wrong. Avril Lavigne, she's pretty mean. Illuminati princess did lots to me there. She shot me, hacked me with the sword, and scratched me all up. All just to show off for the other celeb clones watching. Here's the latest album cover from Avril Lavigne. She has said she is a drone herself. Notice the heart with the D in it and the music note on its arm. Lavigne means the vein. I named Nickelback and made a majority of their songs. Chad Kroeger, Avril Lavigne's husband at the time of this, is a member. I've spoke to him there many times. They both sold their souls to the devil? Yes. The red streak in her hair is supposed to represent my blood that she spilled at the cloning center. When we were there, she got a handful of my clone's blood after stabbing me and grabbed a length of her hair and smeared it through. Now it's like a secret evil symbol to those in the know. Also the reason Hayley Williams of the band Paramore changed her hair. I think people that have the name Avril may get their name legally changed in the future. Also, it is that bad. I think France may have to rename the month of April in their language. I'm sick of the V word now. Have been. No one is even going to like that letter.
cloning whistleblower Donald Marshall tells us about seeing Vladimir Putin and Queen Elizabeth at the cloning center. He explains how they are basically prisoners there, like all the humans there.
Just about all the Illuminati members that are human are prisoners, locked in a secret they dare not speak of. They want the help of the populace. Even Elizabeth and Vladimir are prisoners. They play it off like they're the head honchos, but they're just prisoners, placated by loaned authority and reward. They are full of lizard fear. They've both been traumatized since childhood and go along with the agenda through fear. All real humans there are psychologically traumatized into absolute loyalty. They saw no hope. I am the hope. Aliens won't kill me. In the face of unlimited torture by aliens, everyone breaks. People don't even have to get hurt to follow unquestioningly. They just watch video of people they have megadethed before, and that is enough. I'll explain. In the face of one death, some people may be valiant, self-sacrificing and hero-like. But when they can bring you back to life and skin you slowly again, mess with your guts, kill you once, twice, 3 times, 53 times, it is not possible to persevere through that. Not anyone, not the toughest man in the world. 10,000 deaths by twisted aliens, with no hope of rescue or escape, is quite a deterrent from talking. Inspires ultimate loyalty through fear. That resisting torture thing they do in spy movies is just for the movies. No one can endure harsh physical torture. Everyone breaks. Everyone talks. Remember that old Nazi saying, "We have ways of making you talk." They do.
Is this whistleblower testimony proof of human cloning?